Welcome everyone. Out of the Woo here as the recording of this Wednesday, July 13, 2022, standing at this fountain at the threshold to the main strip here in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. And I'm just going to do a walking tour around the area, show some things that once was, things that are now, and maybe things that will be to doing construction right over here. I'm inviting you to join me. The sun is coming out. It's going to be a toasty one. Join me. Shall you? It is 10:30 a.m. at the moment. There are still plenty of parking spots left up in that structure. In fact, there were 164 for the price of $10. A little less expensive than some of the other places in the area, but all in all, not too bad parking wise. It does get pretty busy. The Mountain View Hotel used to stand right over in this parking lot. Kind of show some of the relics. There was also a place called Fun Mountain. I do not believe this ATM is working anymore at the moment. This ATM is closed for business. Tennessee State Bank. At least this one is. And up this staircase are the remnants of a miniature golf course. Miniature golf courses around these parts are very, very popular. Some still open, some closed. This is one of the ones that met its demise. You can see what still remains left right through here. Used to be a waterfall right there. See the Space Needle off in the distance? Well, you can kind of see the Space Needle peeking up over the top of that. Now, these ski lifts have not worked in decades. They're just dangling there, full of vines, full of foliage, former foliage. In fact, up the side of this pole is quite a bit of ivy. And this is another parking area up here too. Always interesting to see these relics of the past. There are a lot of these still active in the area. You can see where the queue line used to be right here. Kind of went around. You'd probably board right in here. There's a little bird. This is probably the mark where the assistants would tell you, stand there, get ready. Here comes the vehicle. And then you'd get on. Or maybe over there. Could have been over there. Because then they take off this way. Five or 6 years ago, I was standing in this spot and I ended up putting my phone up here, back when I used to film on my phone, and I was filming myself on these little items. Oh, they've removed these, but shattered my phone right here, which was quite the conundrum, because I had to go get my phone fixed, but fell on the ground somewhere over here and just shattered it. Ah, memories. This little cabin is the Ogle Log Cabin, O-G-L-E. A lot of history of the Ogles in this area. They built the cabin for their mother, Martha Jane Husky Ogle, among the first settlers of Gatlinburg and the Great Smoky chapter, Daughters of American Revolution. This Ripley's Super Fun Zone used to be Cooter's, the Dukes of Hazzard Museum, which has moved over to Pigeon Forge, and Ripley's has really kind of taken over this town. Pretty much Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg is either Ripley's, Paula Deen, Dolly Parton, or Jimmy Buffett on everything. And if you take a look inside, there is Eddie Murphy and Rocky Balboa standing there. It's funny, I've been coming to this area long enough that I can recall when this was just an empty lot. Now Anakeesta is here. Well worth paying the admission fee and going up the side of the mountain. A really good view at the top of Anakeesta. And of course, the monumental Ripley's Aquarium. Really good aquarium across the way there. Talking to locals on my many visits over the years, I've learned little things about the town that, you know, non-touristy stuff or stuff that a lot of people might not know. Some of them might be true, some of them might be rumors, but I heard that this tree originally was going to be torn down to build this parking lot, and the town folk of Gatlinburg, put a petition, went to the town halls and said this tree is going nowhere, and the tree to this day still remains, this iconic looking tree right here next to the Anakeesta building right here in the middle of this paid parking lot. Looks as if the lemons have showed up for the fresh squeezed lemonade stand. I'm gonna go inside the village, see if I can find a coffee. 27 unique shops in the village. Now, if memory serves me correct, which is, you know, who knows how that's gonna work out. There was a place down here that had coffee. Oh yes, awesome. It is still open. The one and only Donut Fryer. They have donuts, but I'm gonna get coffee. Now it is tucked away back in here. It's kind of like, I won't say it's hidden, but it's like definitely tucked, even, well, this bird knows, the bird up there knows about it. It knows the secret. All right, change of plans. The line to get donuts was about 20 people deep. Here in this area, people really like their donuts and pancakes. This is the line for Pancake Pantry. I'm sure I will stumble on a quick service, just coffee place at some point. You can just see how many people just rolling through here, even on a weekday. It's Wednesday. I found a walk-up window called the Coffee Stand, about a block from where I'm standing right now. I'm gonna head down this alley. I'm trying to find my way up the hill to show something pretty interesting if I can remember how to get there. The Coffee Stand. And this cardboard sleeve that's on here doesn't do much good because this thing is really piping hot. I believe I have found the way. I can walk up here. You're not supposed to drive up here, but I can walk up the side of this. I'm gonna get a view down over the parkway and something pretty interesting up this. There's even an employee parking lot up here for some of the shops down there. And this is White Oaks, established in 1830. A lot of notable names pertaining to this region are up here. For example, quite a few of the ogles are here. Could even see the Space Needle over there. It has started raining pretty heavily. It's lightened up a bit. Ended up stopping in a store before walking up here. Also getting this very teeny tiny umbrella. I left my larger umbrella in my car, not thinking that it was gonna rain. Now I had assumed, I am mistaken, once I got up here I researched a little bit, that the man that Gatlinburg was named after was up here on this hill. But in fact, I don't know what I was thinking, he's not. So I stand corrected. However, over here, also I don't know if I'm pronouncing ogle or ogle correctly, but Martha has a correlation to that cabin that I showed earlier. Passed on in 1827. Interesting story about the name and why Gatlinburg got its name. So as I've always heard the story, when the town was being founded, before it had a name, the original people who were here, there was a man by the name of Radford Gatlin, which no one got along with. Everyone despised him. He got in arguments with his neighbors, and they told him, if you leave town, we will name the town after you. Radford Gatlin got the name of the town after him, and the rest is history. He never came back. So that's why he's not laid to rest here in Gatlinburg. There's something very soothing post-rain, you know, after a rain. Just kind of nice. Even though it's a hustling, bustling area, there's something very soothing about a post-rain experience. Also, I think there used to be a cabin over here on Anakisa's property that they may have torn down right there on that corner. And this is something I never knew. There used to be a First Baptist church back here, and it was relocated to its present site back in 1991. Right here on this very corner. I would have never known that if it wasn't for this placard to celebrate their 100th anniversary in 1937. It was built in 1837. This is around the backside, not the backside of water, even though you can hear some water. This is around the backside of the mountain wall. But the water that I'm hearing is right down here, which occasionally, if it rains a lot, which happened a few years ago, completely floods up and over this little side road through here. Nature is incredible. You can already see that parking area over there is $2 an hour, but it's all full. There's two signs saying full. And speaking of signs, you know, today is Wednesday, so if I wanted to fish, which I'm not going to, I could fish today, but tomorrow, which is Thursday, no fishing allowed on Thursdays. You get a day off, fish. You get a free day on Thursdays. You know, between fires and floods, Gatlinburg Pigeon Forge area and the Greater Smoky Mountains has really had some trials and tribulations in the last few years. There is a trolley system that'll take you around this area as well, if you so choose. This will also be my last day here, just 2 days. I arrived in night before last, really late after driving through Kentucky, and then yesterday did a video around these parts. Today, I had thought about leaving and starting to make the descent southbound into Florida, but I had already booked the hotel for 2 nights, so made a second day of it just to kind of recoup, relax just a little bit, walk around one of my favorite places, get a good night's sleep tonight, and then start heading southbound to Florida. I'm on the home stretch. I would like to come back here at some point, possibly in the winter, if not this winter, during winter time. I really like it in November and early December here in this area, but this is just kind of a little quick trip to the Pigeon Forge Gatlinburg area. And after a rain, it gets so stinking humid, my glasses were fogging up right before my eyes. Literally right before my eyes, because they were on my eyes. And now walking back over to the main little tourist strip. Oh wow, Town Center Plaza is going under a major construction renovation update. Construction update. I got a photo, well, back in the day with some friends over here at this old time photo shop, which right now is completely closed. This is really unusual that this is all in such disarray back here. Like busted out windows, glass down here. Yeah, just completely, I mean, this is prime real estate. I hope someone purchases this or is going to fix it up and make it, you know, a lot nicer than it is now. Look, even this door is open. The old time photos spot where got a photo in here. Oh my gosh, what the heck? Look at this. And as hustling and bustling as this area is, I can't imagine this sitting in this condition for very long, so I would imagine they're going to bulldoze all this and put something fantastic, a new little attraction in or some kind of interesting thing. The fence is up, but there's just like a gap in the fence. You could just walk right through, right along the parkway. So unusual to see that empty like that. And don't quote me on this, but I think this used to be a Mickey D's through here. Look at this, there's even like a walk-up. It's not a drive-through, or maybe back in the day it was a drive-through. This walk-up window here, and this turned into a couple different things, but I remember people telling me that this was a McDonald's at one point. Not anymore. Kind of makes me wonder, what would the rent or what would the purchasing price be for some of these kind of desolate, closed up spots? Open a business through here in a little, I can have a little store. I'm not gonna do it, but I'm just gonna, you know, it just popped in my head. This is always a fact I like to kind of reiterate. So the song Rocky Top, Tennessee was written in 388 of the Gatlinburg Inn. And one of these days, I would like to stay there. I mean, obviously not on this trip, but at some point I'd like to stay in that particular room and just kind of feel the music vibes here at the Gatlinburg Inn. That'd be pretty neat. Nice view of the Space Needle there. Again, not to be confused with the Seattle Space Needle, even though they bear the same name. And the wacky Ripley's facade just below it. The gateway to the Smokies. This is what I was talking about, this Ripley's. There's a canoe up there, some bears. There's a bear drinking out of a jug. Always like a good Ripley's. I've been to a lot. I haven't been to all of them. Not like the carpetbagger who's been to every Ripley's that there is. I've been to probably a third of them. Oh, there's a bird just going by. Hitchcock would be proud. Also a lot of fudge stations around these parts. Moonshine and fudge. That's what they're selling. This is just one of many, 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 many moonshine places. Oh, I nearly forgot that this retro arcade had opened. Look at all these kind of, look at that, like a Star Wars, Godzilla, Mando, Guardian. And not just pinball, but some great arcade game style. Miss Pac-Man, Pac-Man, Frogger, Centipede, Dig Dug, and Galaga. And if you put $20 on the play card, you get another $10 for free. So I got $30 worth of tokens. And they also have Donkey Kong, I've been playing a few games, and Super Mario Bros. In here. The arcade version. All these miniature golf courses are really something else. Well, look at the theming on this. This person's just spinning around here on this wheel. Par for the course. Weed eaters. So they tore something down here. They tore another hotel down here too. Now back in the day, there were a lot of Xanadu houses of the future. And once again, if I remember correctly, the one that was here in Gatlinburg used to be kind of over near where this church building is. There was also one in Kissimmee, Florida, and there was one other one somewhere else. There was 3 of them, but one of them was down here. Let's got some officers patrolling on bicycle. I really like this church building, just kind of sitting here. It's the odd building out compared to all the gift shops and whatnot with the stained glass windows and the steeple here of this church. Very magnificent. It is good to see Old Dad's is still kicking. The general store, which is right over here, got a little bit of everything in Old Dad's. Look at the ivy up there on the side of that other building. Something tempted me, it just felt right, you know, kind of a when in Rome moment. When you're here in this area, it just feels right to drink an RC, a Royal Crown Cola. Also, inside Old Dad's, the general store, which the sign is right there, when you go inside Old Dad's, if you have cash, Old Dad does not want you licking your fingers, touching your cash, and then handing the freshly licked and wet money to the cashier. Don't do it. Old Dad does not play around with that. Don't lick it. See that dog right there? It's got his fingers ready to lick its tongue and get some cash and hand the cash in. Old Dad says no. Old Dad says no. Yeah, wouldn't it be fun to rent one of those? I think it would. If doing a little gem mining is your thing, this is the right place. Look at these old prospectors. This one over here with the beard, that is rather impressive. Even a handful of the 7 dwarfs. There's only 5 dwarfs there, but those are Disney's 7 dwarfs. Right there with Dopey at the far end. I don't know where the other 2 are. Now, if I'm reading this correctly, this placard was put here in 2013, but it states this is the first building in eastern Tennessee sited with concrete logs out of Kentucky. So in a different state, brought into Tennessee. Now, is the building from 2013 or the placard? It's not one of those old-timey photo places called Somewhere in Time. And according to this store, they are the best. Now over here, there is a craft fair going on with some woodworking and whatnot. Take a look at Ronald Reagan over here in the corner, carved out of wood, Ronnie Reagan, right there. It is incredible that someone could take a chainsaw and carve this out of a tree, or whittle these owls out of a piece of wood like this. I mean, that is a true skill, something that I do not have, whittling something like that, especially even taking it to the next level with a chainsaw and carving this out of a tree trunk. This is done by, or it's titled The Mountain Man by Billy Reynolds. And these 2 bears have gotten a comfortable spot on this bench. This one's holding a pot of honey, delicious honey, got his hand in the honey. In front of the Hollywood Star Cars is this truck that was used in Hobbs and Shaw. Driver, move that vehicle. Got a mermaid up here with a golf club doing a little putting up there. And also this chicken really wants to be eaten. This chicken's saying, eat me. Really wants to be eaten. In front of Bird's Famous Cookies is, you got some sweet shades too. And stopping into Johnny Rockets, good food, good times. Sitting at the bar here, and get a bite to eat. I think I'm gonna end up getting, I'm gonna go with a club salad and chili bowl. I get some chili and grilled chicken salad. I've been to a few Johnny Rockets in my day, but I've never been in this one. It's kind of tucked off the strip as well. There's a little Coca-Cola advertisement right there. And this is what we're dealing with. I went with the grilled chicken salad right here with the cucumbers, croutons. Also went with a little extra cheese and onions on there. And I also got the oyster crackers. And I always go with ranch. Also, I also went with water. It has the Johnny Rockets emblem right on the side. Yeah, I was thinking about getting a burger because Johnny Rockets is definitely a burger place. But I went with a grilled chicken, something a little healthier. Granted, it has bacon on it. Chili's not the healthiest snack, but it really is probably better than eating a burger with bacon and all that. So I went with this. Just trying to change things up just a little bit. Even though calorie count's probably the same, probably won't feel as bad as eating like a big double cheeseburger and fries and probably onion rings and all that. So that's what I'm going with. Johnny Rockets. Now, there's not a whole heck of a lot of haunted attractions in Gatlinburg. There is the Ripley's Haunted Adventure, which is up underneath the Space Needle. But then there's also, right here next to the river, this very impressive mansion called the Mysterious Mansion, which I was thankfully able to film inside of, which is kind of a rarity. back in October of 2020. Not going to be, doesn't appear to be open anymore, however. They're doing, got the scaffolding up top there, that door is boarded up. A little bit of construction stuff over here. It looks like the mysterious mansion might be down for a refurb. This is one of the better independent haunts that I have been through in my time frame. And reading this, it says built many days ago, 1980. The mysterious mansion history, though short, encompasses many of the ghostly aspects of the classic turn of the century, quote, haunted house within its walls. You will experience a unique and macabre outlet for your imaginations. Fun-filled apprehension awaits for your visit if you dare. Dang, I wish it was open. I always like to do this every time I'm in town. And during the fires a few years ago, this came very close to being burned down, but it did not happen, which is very good. And like I said, it looks if they're doing some sort of construction on this, but if it was open, I would probably pay the admission fee and go through it. Something I definitely recommend. Yeah, it's all kind of boarded up. Looks like it's closed right at the moment for refurb. Definitely construction update. Wonder what they're doing in there. Got the red tape. Just look at this place. This thing is awesome. There's even a vulture up there on the north, south, east, west. Little pinnacle on the peak there of the tower. Gatlinburg's mysterious mansion down for refurb. If it's not down for refurb, there's no info of when it'll be open. So maybe it is open later in the day, but looks like it's closed to me. No signage or anything though. Kind of looking all around over here, over here. No information. I don't know if I've ever seen a piece of heavy machinery like this going down the parkway before. Also, there is a chicken guy, just like they have at Disney Springs. A chicken guy has opened in Gatlinburg. Chicken guy. Yeah, traffic through here really is something else. Look at this complete bottleneck over here. It's just like all backed up here at this light. It's a very busy summer. Summer's in full effect here. And as I peek over this river that leads from Gatlinburg back into Pigeon Forge, moving along pretty quickly down there. I don't know if I want to get too close to this edge, I might slip off. You can definitely see the rapids moving at a brisk pace. That's going to do it for today. Tomorrow morning, bright and early, I will start heading southbound. The descent down into the U.S. heading towards Florida. I am on the home stretch. I'd like to stay in the Gatlinburg Pigeon Forge area a little bit longer, but I've been on the road a long time. A very long time. It's time to start heading home. I'll see you in the next video, the vlog. Is over.